Welcome to this new ReLife video. If you're here, it's probably because you can relate to that question, what's wrong with me? Little issues have become big enough for you to search for answers, to go to your doctors, sometimes specialists, to spend money on your health without ever getting a clear diagnosis. Little by little, you find yourself sliding down and turning into someone, perhaps, that you don't want to be. But the doctors told you there is no disease to cure, right? So, in this video, I'll show you how to decode your health. We will find the keys and the causal links to understand your condition and restore you to health. Here is a list of symptoms that you may experience. It is unfortunately not exhaustive. So we'll start with chronic fatigue because it's the most common one. And it's that deep bone weariness that seeps into your bones and prevents you from waking up in the morning and finding any motivation to do anything. You can have some brain fog with memory issues. You can have some difficulty to find your words, to have consistent thoughts. Memory issues are not uncommon. Many of you will experience muscle and articular pain. In any chronic condition, usually it can go from discomfort to really debilitating pain. Skin conditions such as eczema, psoriasis, and rashes. You can have also those little annoying blisters that itch a lot. You will find often digestive trouble with bloating, unexplained pain at every hour of the day, an inability to digest some specific food, some bad transit, food allergies, and intolerance, which are not the same, but that's a subject for another day and another video. Many of you will have some issues with hormones. Women can have the very dreaded premenstrual syndrome as well and infertility issues. There are some electro and chemical sensitivities into the symptoms you may experience as well. You can experience allergies to plants. It's not only related to food as well. Allergies to medication, of course. And the last but not the least is depression and anxiety. We all think that depression and anxiety are only psychologically related. The truth is there is a lot of physiology in any depression and anxiety, so it shouldn't be ignored. So if you treat all those things separately, you can get a long-term improvement because every unbalance is linked to another. You know that something's wrong, but no one is listening because all those things are going to be treated separately. Now, there is no way to dig yourself out of that hole if you don't perform a root cause analysis. But before we go down on this root cause analysis, I'd like to linger a bit on what I call partial diagnosis. Why is it a partial diagnosis? Because someone gave you a label for a disease, but you don't have the causes or the solutions. What I've mostly seen through my years of practice are hypothyroidism, fibromyalgia, of course, and all sorts of autoimmune diseases such as Crohn, polyarthritis, and many others. You will also sometimes have a diagnosis of polycystic ovary syndrome and endometriosis, and of course depression, which gets you a ticket to the psychologist at once. You will get treatments for that are short-term solution, and most of the time it will result in a failure in the long term because the moment you stop your treatment, then the symptoms returns. The thing is, as long as no one has been digging about why you have those partial diagnoses, there is no way out. So what's a root cause analysis? It's not a miracle. Sometimes, and I really say sometimes, there is not much else to do than minimize the damage. But if you don't understand how a disease came to be and how it works, there is no hope for improvement as well. So how does it work? You're looking for the trigger. What happened in my history to trigger the chain reaction? So you have to dig in deep. You have to know what is happening in my body at the moment. What is happening in my cells? Where is it happening? What is the system unbalance? Is it hormone based? Is it a disequilibrium in acid base? Is it a immune issue? What are we searching for? So we have to go through your whole history. Why did it start? When? How? What is the trigger that caused what we call the decompensation? So if you want a little metaphor, it's like a mountain slope with snow, really solid and sturdy on the outside. And then at a moment, a skier pops by and carves a trail, and the whole mountain comes crumbling down. This is what we call the trigger, and the whole decompensation is all that snow going tumbling down. All right? The thing is, until the avalanche, you didn't know there was instability. And your body is working like this. It will compensate all the time for external aggressions. It can be stress, a bad diet, sleepless nights because you have young infants, your viruses, infections, or aggressions. And sometimes there are no signs at all that it is struggling. It may seem stable, but its compensation route will slowly exhaust the resources, and at some point a trigger will pop by and it will decompensate. A trigger can be emotional shock or a nasty virus. It can be a burnout. It can be a vaccination. Unfortunately, yes. So how would we hunt it down? It takes time. You have to go holistic on this. You have to consider every symptom, everything in your history, family events as well. We will have to assess your vitamin and mineral status, of course, to look for deficiencies. The aim is really to link all the symptoms together. So now what happens when you have missing pieces? Because there are bound to be missing pieces, either because they were not investigated by standard medicine, either because lab tests are not precise enough to find it. For an example, heavy metals can be detected through mobilization tests, but you will not know where they are. Most practitioners, they will need imagery, blood test, or specialist appointments, all right, to find out those missing pieces. Those tests are quite often very costly, sometimes not effective. They won't always tell you where the issue is. So here at ReLife, we found more effective solutions. We do things differently. If you want to find out how, I encourage you to look for the next video.